Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. Welcome back. Sorry it's been so long since we've done a video. I think life got kind of busy and PoE 2 came out and that just kind of took up a lot of my time. Plus I ended my long stretch of work. I work 7 on, 7 off kind of thing. And comedy's taken up a big part of my time, so I do apologize for that. But now we're back. We're going to be doing this video. We're going to be talking about Chimera Clan Boss. And we're going to be talking about my team that I use for both Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, how I one key it, the strategy behind it, and we'll just kind of go from there, okay? We will kind of briefly touch on what happened with um, Ganut and Marius, by the way. This is crazy what happened, and nobody's surprised because Plarium has Grandma Spaghetti coding going on right now. And I will say I'm happy that my clan, this is going to be a little controversial, I'm happy my clan was able to get that piece of equipment that was able to allow us to abuse the system before they hot fixed it. And it took them like 2 or 3 hours, I think, to hot fix it. That's going to be an unpopular opinion, but I want you to understand this right now. When Plarium made it so Hydra Clash and Chimera Clash and all this was obviously against other clans, you're going to take every advantage you can get, period, to win. All right? And that's just how it is. But we'll touch on it briefly here. We'll go to relic crafting, by the way. If you want to look at relics that you don't have and you're curious about what they do, you can go down to the relic index on the bottom right, and you can just kind of pour over these, just kind of take a look at them. I did get lucky. I got this rare one here, Wand of Submission, and I put this on my R base because she is in deflection. But the relic that caused all the problems was this rare one, Diadem of Undeath. As you can see, it says Wearer's defense increases by 1% for each ally under an ally protection buff placed by them. This was bugged somehow, but essentially what it was doing, it was scaling defense for Gnut and Marius past the point of capped enemy max HP damage that they should be doing, right? And once the player base found that out, people were trying to get this relic, and then they were just going to Pound Town and just doing crazy amounts of damage that should not be, you know, um, ethically possible. As you can see, I can make another relic right here. It's 50-50 on whether or not we do that. Need just a couple more of those. But I'm gonna hold off and not craft anything. We're gonna wait till, because CVC is gonna be PR CVC this next Tuesday. If you guys are curious, the date of this video, it's gonna be December 14th, 2024. Thank you for tuning in. But let's just get into it. I'm going to show you my score, and I'm going to talk through my strategy with this. Now, I do apologize. I did not record this. I was doing this last night while I was watching the National Finals Rodeo with my family. And I'm just going to show you my score here. I was able to do 5 trials, okay? The Lion form, and I was able to do 3 right here, easy and normal here, and then easy, normal, and hard here for Lion and Viper. And the 2 most troublesome forms is the Ram and the Viper. The Viper is manageable. The Ram right now for me is not. And with my strategy, and I'm putting up these big numbers, I mean, if you look and see what the top chest is, it's 112 million. So we are, 57 million more than we need to be for top chest. Okay. And then our score, we were to take a look at it here. Go to Damnation, go to me. My score for Ultra Nightmare is 2.14 billion. All right, with this score. And then the one I had for Nightmare, which I did the same amount of trials because it's the same team, same strategy, is 192 damage there, and then we got 1.8 billion. Okay. Personally, by the way, I do think they need to lower this cap. Plarium, if you ever do see this video or somebody does, lower this 8 billion down to 4 billion. It's really, man, it's tough to do 3 weeks of trying to get this. You understand what I'm saying? I think if you actually even lower it to 6 billion, that'd be more manageable because every 2 weeks you can do it instead of every 3. Currently, and I'm a high-end endgame player pushing these numbers, so there we go. But essentially, let's talk about the Hydra. And I wish I had recorded it. But let's just kind of look through here. Do they have each form in the FAQ? I hope they do. Not easy. Look at that. Let's see. Nope. There's the lion. The ram lion. Okay. I think we're going to be able to take a look at each form here. Okay. Wonderful. So the basics of Chimera is every 5 turns it changes forms. Okay. So forms 1 through 5 is its ultimate form. It's an easy form to deal with. It's second easiest form to deal with. The first easiest form is going to be the lion. We'll get into that. We'll do them in order. So turns 1 through 5, you're going to be going up against the ultimate form. This ultimate form gains bonuses based on how many trials you've done in the fight. Okay. And as you see, as you start to like really complete all the trials in the run, he just gets, I mean, immensely strong. This is just crazy. I am curious to see if we ever get a team that can survive coming down here. Yeah, just kind of crazy here. But on that, 1 through 5, very easy. Okay. Once you hit turn 5 and it goes to turn into turn 6, you are going to go up against the ram form. This is the most annoying and piece of shit form in the entire thing. Let's just go give a little look at this guy right here. The ram will put this dual debuff on the champion with the lowest crit damage on the team, and then he will attack that champion. He will repeat the attack if the damage exceeds a certain amount of the champion's max HP. Okay, so essentially what happens is you build somebody with low crit damage, it's going to be a support, and they're going to get just absolutely obliterated by the ram. They'll die, so you do have to bring a revive champion, okay? It's kind of weird. I don't think that his team has a revive champion on it in the presets. Oh, Sulfurion. Yeah, my bad. Sulfurion is a revive. He's not even in this picture, though. But he'll end up dying. The ram reflects damage back to the attacker. Period. It's like 100% of the damage. I think. It feels like 100%. Most likely it's probably not 100%, but you feel me. But the ram will reflect damage back to you. The strategy for the ram in my strategy is to completely ignore the ram. This is where I lose a lot of damage because I'm not able to do damage to the ram in this form. I don't run reflect damage on anybody. I don't run HP burn or poisons on anybody to really fuck this creature up. So what I end up doing is with the team, I just kind of hold on until we switch to the ultimate form again, which is going to be, you know, once you hit turn 10 to 11. And then I resurrect the people I need to resurrect. And then, bam, we're just back at it. Easiest form, because you're going to do ultimate form again. It alternates, right? So it's going to go ultimate ram, ultimate lion, ultimate viper, and then back to ultimate ram, ultimate lion, ultimate viper, ultimate at the end. I do have to preface this. I really do like this clan boss. I really do like that this is now a new invigorating thing for people to wrap their noodle around and come up with different strategies. Currently, the most overpowered strategies, as you've seen, is other than the screw up this week was like Senna and Opardon, Clanfather, and it was just taking way more turns than the boss could take. There were some screenshots of people hitting 1,000 turns out of 1,500. So the turn cap for you personally is 1,500 turns. For the boss, it's 65. Okay. Now, I could be wrong on that. Please put a comment down below if I am wrong on that, but that's just what I've seen. I also might have the juxtaposition mess up there. Then we're going to go to the lion form. Lion form is absolutely the easiest form to deal with. And listen, with my strategy, I bring a Crizia and Ganut. And the reason I bring Ganut is because he, on his A3, deals max HP damage, but also decreases the target's defense with it. And therefore allowing a Crizia to consistently keep doing bigger and bigger damage until you hit the cap. I will next week try 2 Acrisias, but that might screw me up a little bit, but we'll see. Enemy max HP definitely right now is the way to go in this fight. I've tried Harima. Toshiro has also shown to have great promise in this fight. The only problem is everything but the ultimate form is force affinity right now, and Toshiro's magic, so you have a bad affinity matchup. I am curious, maybe I would try him next week in Affinity Breaker and see how that goes, but time will tell. I really don't want to break him out of his Merciless, even though the Merciless he's in isn't that great, which is a big bummer. Anyways, Lion is the easiest form to hit. He's going to put a debuff on you, and it's going to look like this little, where is it? It's like a little eye. No, that's the ram form again. But it's like an eye with like a bunch of claw marks on it. And he puts that on the person with the highest defense on the team. When that expires or gets cleansed, he will attack the shit out of that person. But generally, they will survive, right? If you have your team set up, fine. And then he'll reapply it when he gets his turn again. Okay? He does put a fear on people. This is just easy mode right here. Like, if you are not dealing damage during this part of the fight, there's something wrong with your team and you need to reevaluate, re-gear, and reassess. Okay, but Lion form, well, is done. It's so you just smack the shit out of him. We go back to the ultimate form for a couple turns, and then right before, I want to say it's turn, yeah, so on turn 25 to 26, the ultimate form will switch to Viper. Viper is the worst one other than Ram. I mean, he just does a bunch of nasty shit. So what he does first off is he steals all the buffs on your team and puts them on himself. Okay, so that means everything like counterattack, reflect damage, ally protection, and this is actually very, very, very troublesome. So what I've found is leading up to the Viper transformation. Okay, I want you to hear me out here, since I use Krisk in this fight. Leading up to the Viper transformation, you let all the debuffs, or I'm sorry, all the buffs fall off your team. Okay, and I run Elva as well in 9-piece protection, and even then I would tell you, don't even, just make sure everybody is, topped off on health. The only buff the Viper will not steal is continuous heal buffs. Again, that is another reason why Senna and Opardon Clanfather are very, very good in this fight. Okay, because they both bring continuous heal buffs, and also Opardon now brings block debuffs, and I think he brings increased resistance. So I'm really considering booking him out now. I actually have a little bit of a blessing on him because he is great, and I kind of want to use him with Stock the Broken in that lineup. I think it could have very interesting results. But on that, the Viper is a piece of shit. Once the Viper kills somebody on your team, for each person that's dead, you will get a stack of necrosis on the team equal to how many people are dead. Then, if you go to revive a person during the fight, the Viper will block the first revive. Okay, so I see a lot of people running like Duchess because she does like a multiple revive, and he will only block one of those revives. Again, if I am wrong, please check me down in the comments on that. But and every time you revive somebody, you will lose one stack of necrosis till you hit 0 with everybody being revived back on your team. Now, guess what? This debuff stays on you and does not expire even when the Viper changes over to the ultimate form. But when you get to the ultimate form and you try to revive somebody, they will be revived. You will not get block revived, and then these will fall off. So it is actually a pretty good thing. But the best way to fight right here, when you fight against the Viper, do these things. One, like, do these things as in do not do these things. Don't put up, like, if you have Gnut like me, do not put up his counterattack. The Viper will steal that, kill your whole team, kill your reviver, and then you're fucked. The second thing you want to not do is do not put up reflect damage, or also do not put up ally protection. Doing these things will get you killed and will kill your run before it's come to fruition. So what happened a lot of times is the Viper will steal ally protection from, let's say, like my Acrizia or my Gnut, and then my Krisk is the one that has the ally protection that he's placed. Well, it gets transferred to the Viper. So every time I damage the Viper, I kill my Krisk, and then a stack of necrosis pops up, and then we start this whole cycle over again. Makes the fight exceedingly harder. The Viper will also do this for his opening move. As he steals everybody's buffs, he is going to place poison sensitivity and big poisons on your team. They're not protected, and you can just cleanse them. So again, you need to bring a cleanser that's also a reviver, or you need to be able just to essentially out heal the entire fight, which you can do. And then he will periodically put like freeze, taunt, any CC, petrification. He will do that to somebody on the team. I think it's with his A1. He can have block active skills put on him, so he will only be able to A1 your team, which is fine, because if you have block debuffs up, it's going to be totally fine. Honestly, I'm curious to bring in like Vlad the Nightborn because he brings decreased defense, and block active skills, which is pretty good in this fight. But yeah, Viper's second worst form, but it's totally manageable. And as you can see with my team, I was able to achieve a pretty high number, and I did do this manually, and we'll just get into it. Lady Mikage, amazing in this fight. Krisk in second place, by the way. You want him in the second slot, amazing in this fight. Elva, amazing in this fight. Acrizia, amazing. And Ganut, very amazing. Okay, we'll just get into their gear sets. And that'll probably be the end of the video. So let's go here. We'll talk about Lady Mikage first. I have changed nothing on her. When I go to do my Chimera fight, I don't change anything on her. She is built for Hydra, but mainly she's built for Fire Knight hard. I bring her down here to War Master, and she is the one in the fight that has the lowest crit damage out of everybody, 85%. I didn't change anything on her, actually. I didn't change a damn thing on her. She's the one the Ram will put the duel on at the beginning of the fight. You do not ever want that duel to be put on your Reviver because they will die and the run is over. So you do have to monkey with that, okay? Second in line is going to be my Krisk. I'm so happy to see Krisk come back into the meta for these kind of like PvE fights. It was a real big bummer. Like, he first came out, he was amazing, everybody wanted him, and then you know, power creep happened, and then Hydra comes out, and then he's amazing again because he's a mischief tank. You used to have to build him a certain way. And by the way, on my Krisk, I didn't change any gear. Like, I ran him just like this. This is my Hydra setup for Brutal, and he's 242 speed. I don't think, yeah, there's no Chimera yet. 242 speed, 479 resistance, and 371 accuracy. But I do run Lady Mikage in the lead, and she does bring a pretty decent accuracy buff. Let's see here for her aura. Yeah, 80, right? So if we look back at Krisk, missed it. He's defense, not support. If we look back at Krisk with an 80 extra, yeah. So you're looking at like what, 400 and 450 accuracy, pretty good. So he's sitting like 450 accuracy and then 479 resistance. He does resist almost, like, other than the 3% chance that will happen, every debuff. He even has the where he won't allow his own buffs that he puts on himself to be stolen by the Viper. It's very good. But yeah, he's just in a curse set with perception and a shield accessory because I use him as a mischief tank. Krisk is MVP. Really, he is. He, especially because of his passive, if you don't know about Krisk, he has this Might of the Ages. He will put decreased attack and decreased defense on anybody that hits him. And this also goes through like Poison Cloud and stuff because you are not placing it with a hit on the enemy places it by hitting you. This is just the same thing with Drexar when he places HP Burn. And then I do have the Sniper ability to increase the chance by 5% to place this. Right, so this goes up to I think it's like 80% chance to place these. Yeah, 100. No, it's 100% chance. Oh, I have the 5%. I'm sorry, 5% extra for the decreased speed because this is 50 plus 5 is 55% chance to land it. There we go. But yeah, there's that. Krisk, amazing in this fight. Do not count him out. And then we will get into Elva. And I'll show you what I have her in. Like I said, I put her in 9-piece protection. So when I go to my preset manager, I literally put her in this. Okay, so I end up stealing parts off my Siffy. Puts her at 349 speed. Her resistance is 600. Even if it wasn't a protected buff on her, they're never stealing it from her. She has decent defense stats. 3.4k defense. I wish that was a little higher, to be honest. But 76,000 HP is pretty decent, and the speed is very nice at 349, almost 350. She brings a lot to the table, and she is an MVP in this fight if you don't have Senna and these other supports. Especially because you can get Elva from like the coming back quest or whatever you do. Like if you've left raid for a while, they give you a hero pass where you can get her or King Galkabar, I think, or Ruark. She is the one you pick in that. Trust me. I kind of want to change her Life Harvest Blessing. I had this originally set up for PvP, but I'm thinking honestly, not emergency, heal, nourish. I think I need to bring her back to, like, put her on nourish. I wish this didn't cost 300. Um, but I think bringing her back to nourish because she puts up continuous heals on her A1, and it would just help keep the fight like more stable. Or you could put her in. Oops, sorry. Where'd it go? Oh, right here. Or you could put her in intimidating presence. Would be another good one. Would be a very good one. But she brings a lot to the fight. She brings continuous heals on her A1 with the champion with the lowest HP. And then she has a cleanse with block debuffs and increased speed. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. And then we go to her revive. This is a single target revive, but it is on a 3-turn cooldown, so it's very fast. And it will bring them to 40% HP, 50% turn meter, and then gives them increased defense and increased attack for 2 turns. And then her passive heals each ally by 10% of their max HP at the start of their turn, and then places Perfect Veil on them for a turn with the lowest HP. And it's at the end of her turn. This is great, right? And she also has an aura that increases ally speed and all battles by 19%. As you can see, I have her coming down here to Timely Intervention. She gets a turn meter boost increase whenever an ally drops for below 25%. We have her on Spirit Haze, so she gets faster whenever somebody goes down. She can bring them back up quickly. Lasting Gifts, who increase the duration of all those buffs she puts out. Increase the amount of healing. She's just an amazing champion. But trust me when I tell you, you need to put her in 9-piece protection. Also, on that, you could honestly put Krisk, if you have it, in 9-piece protection, right? And he'll do wonders for you there too. But also, the reason we put people in 9-piece protection is because you, right here, you'll deal 5% more damage per each buff placed by the wearer. And it doesn't say it caps at a stack, it's just boom. So if you have somebody that ends up placing 5 buffs and another person that places 5 buffs, they're both in protection, then you're going to have 50% increase in damage. It's very good, especially because it's actually very hard to hit the damage cap on Hydra, and we'll go into that in just a minute. But yeah, I love Elva. Really, I wouldn't change her masteries, but yeah, I'd change her over to Nourish. Right, this is a very good buff. And by the way, if you see any Sennas and No Pardons in Chimera Clash, they're on this. Crazy. Here we go. The first damage dealer, we're going to go to my number 1, Acrizia. I changed nothing on Acrizia. She is as she is. She is in Relentless with Perception. 253 speed, 326 crit damage. Not as tanky as I'd like her to be. I'd like a little bit more tank stats. But funnily enough, she has not really even very good resistance either. But her accuracy is high enough with the 80, puts her at 510, that she will place the debuff on her A1. And that's the only reason that you put accuracy on Acrizia in these clan boss fights is because she's going to bring decreased defense, and it just helps cover when sometimes it gets resisted by the boss from Krisk. Her A2 double hitter max HP, her A3 double hitter max HP, and then also decreases the damage taken from AoE attacks by 50%. Guess what? Clan bosses, they deal a lot of AoE damage, so this saves her bacon. And also, obviously, if the target's max HP is more than double this champion's max HP, this champion will deal damage based on the target's max HP instead of their attack. So that's why you see this max HP attack. Boom. Okay. I think one of these does heal her. The damage skills on that. Percent turn meter. I don't think any of them heal her, actually. I think it's just from, yeah, because I put her on Life Drinker. My recommendation, by the way, is anybody you have that's a damage dealer on a team and you're going up against Clan Boss, because sometimes it gets pretty sketchy, boom, put him in Life Drinker. This video is going long. I do not apologize. I bring her down to War Master because she's a double hitter on most of her abilities in a single hitter. And then I give her Laura Steel just to give her that little extra boost of speed and accuracy. Okay? And then we will at Ganut. Now, Ganut I do have in Lethal, and I do have him in Perception. Okay? I can actually get this stuff changed around. But yeah, as we just look at his stats here, defense, crit damage. I could actually just finish this because this would help out maybe a little bit in the fight. With the 80 accuracy from Lady Mikage, this puts us up to 420. Yeah, 420. Hey, you shut up, 420. 420 accuracy. We're at 248 speed, 100% crit rate, 308% crit damage. Defense is 5.5k. Canute brings a lot to the table, mainly in this A3 Blessed Bash. Attacks an enemy 3 times. Each hit decreases the target's max HP by 3%. That stacks up to 30. This allows Acrizia to hit that cap faster. Okay, this is why I run a Canute and an Acrizia instead of double Acrizia. But next week, I'm pretty sure I'm going to run double Acrizia and see if I get over 200 mil. Should be a good time. And then also each hit heals him by 30% of the damage dealt. His A1 is inconsequential. He actually, during the Ram form, even if he hits with his A1, he's going to kill himself because Giant Slayer, his 2 abilities that you use all the time, A1 and A3, they're triple hitters, so you got to put him in Giant Slayer. I always say bring him down to Lower Steel for these champions because they're going to end up doing a lot of damage, and they get a little extra bonus from crit rate, and I don't think they ignore defense, but they do get it off perception and stuff, so what have you. But yeah. And his A2 I do use because I do want to bring Weak into the fight against the ultimate form. I do not recommend doing it against the Viper because sometimes the counterattack gets stuck on Canute because with Lady Mikage increasing the buff duration and same with Chris, it stays on him too long in the fight and the Viper steals it and then your whole run goes to shit. So heads up there. But against the ultimate form and against Lion, I very much recommend doing his A2 Fury of the King. And then his A3 no holding back when counterattacking deals 100% of the damage instead of 75%. And this is not a dungeon, so his aura wouldn't work. Soul Reap inconsequential. It was working against the first rotation of Hydra because when Hydra was downed, essentially its HP was not like infinitely existent, but also non-existent. They did do a hot patch on that when we did it this week, so Soul Reap does not work on Hydra anymore. But I have this on Canute because I use him in Sand Devil and it helps the Sand Devil clear go a lot faster. But yeah, no relics on him. Bummer. And then yeah, let's just look at Lady Mikage. Like I said, Lady Mikage, I didn't go over in the first place, but I didn't go over her stuff. You never usually have her metamorph unless you're against Viper. The Viper stole your stuff. She gets a turn. Then I would say metamorph her just to be safe, and then remove all the buffs from the Viper and give them a weaken and give your team increased accuracy. And then wait until she needs to go back and then switch her back. Because Lady Mikage brings a lot to the table in the fact that she's bringing the ally attack with the 2 buffs. Her A1 hits decently hard. But then here, you know, even on the ultimate form, this helps out greatly because this will decrease the buff duration on the ultimate, which the only buff it gets is increased speed. And it'll also increase your buff duration on your team during the ultimate form. And this also does help out during the Lion as well. And if you don't feel like you need to metamorph, and the Viper stole the buffs, and the buffs are all at 1 duration, and she is neutral affinity right now, she can get rid of those buffs on Viper and still give your guys increase buff duration. Just a thought. Because with her own aura, she's at like, you know, 495. So there you go. That's going to be it for the video. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. This has just been my strategy, and it seems to be the strategy of everybody right now, that people are not going for the trials because it's not worth going for the trials. Raw damage is what's pushing the battles right now. And as you can see, even without the abuse with the glitch, like with the spaghetti coating, it is the way to go. It really is. 192 million, and what was the cap here? 84. So I'm like 2.5 times what I needed. So there we are. Well, I'll catch everybody next time. Bye-bye.